Jai Hind, Vande Mataram student. Now we are starting our second chapter, acid, bases and salt. Here the different property related to acid, base and salt you will understand. So I am starting with textbook only, and this chapter I will explain you line to line. Okay. So I am starting. You carefully you listen all of you, and wherever it will be needed to explain the concept, I will explain you broadly. You have learned in your previous classes that the sour and bitter taste of food are due to the acid and base respectively present in them. So we know so many materials are there which we consume in our daily life. Okay, some taste is sour, some taste is bitter, some taste is salty. Okay, it is because the it has contained in it acid, base or salt, and due to that reason we have this kind of different taste. If someone in the family is suffering from a problem of acidity after overeating, which of the following would you suggest as a remedy? Lemon juice, vinegar, or baking soda? Okay, definitely you know very well. Acid, when chemically reacted with base, okay, it lose its own property, okay, and it has subsidized, means both become neutral and produce the salt and water. So we use eno or soda bottle to subsidize the acidity. Okay, that you know very well. You already know that acid are sour in taste. Sour means khatta, and change the color of blue litmus to red. That this is the basic property which you should know. Litmus paper is, children, one kind of indicator which show us whether the given material is acid or base. Okay, if you put the litmus paper in acid, so it convert into red. Blue litmus paper convert into red. Whereas the base are bitter. Bitter means kadve, tura, and change the color of red litmus paper to blue. See, if it convert blue to red, then it is acid, and if it is convert red to blue, then it is base. This is the basic thing which you know about the acid and base. Litmus is a natural indicator. Similarly, turmeric means haldi, is another such indicator. So many times you observed this thing. When there is turmeric, is you keep in your hand, or it is just fall in your cloth, and you wash with the soap, immediately its color has turned, it become little reddish. Why? Because turmeric has the property when it has chemically react with base, because soap is base, it color has changed. So turmeric is also one kind of indicator. Now you have noticed that the stain of curry in which the cloth become reddish brown when soap, which is basic in nature, is scrubbed on it. It turn yellow again when the cloth is washed with plenty of water. You can also use synthetic indicators such as the methyl orange. Okay, it is not natural indicator, it is prepared in laboratory, and phenolphthalein to test for acid and base. In this chapter, we will study the reaction of acid and base, how acid and base out each other effects and many more interesting things that we use to see in our daily life. Now, next one is the question: understanding the chemical properties of acid and base. Okay, how we will understand the chemical property of acid and base? Basically, children, this is the subject of laboratory. Okay, in laboratory we can explain all these things in better way, but due to this pandemic it is not possible. We are studying the virtually, and due to that reason, please be little open with mind and try to understand whatever I am explaining from here. Collect the following. One activity is given here: collect the following solutions from the science laboratory. First is the hydrochloric acid, that is HCl. Second is the sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. Next is the nitric acid, and then acetic acid, then sodium hydroxide NaOH, calcium hydroxide CaOH2, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, and ammonium hydroxide NH4OH. Put the drop of each of the above solution in a watch glass one by one and test a drop with the indicator, maybe litmus paper. What change in color did you observe? Red litmus paper, blue litmus paper, phenolphthalein and methyl orange solution for each solution. Okay, definitely whatever acids are there, children, their blue litmus paper will be turned into red, and whatever base, basically hydroxides are the base. So wherever hydroxides are there, it is has the property of base, and there blue litmus paper, red litmus paper is turned into blue. These indicators tell us the substance of acidic or basic by change in color. There are some substance whose order change in acidic or basic media. These are called the olfactory indicators. Let us try to understand some of these indicators. Okay. Now see, one more activity is given here. Take some finely chopped onion in a plastic bag along with some strip of clean cloth. Tie up bag tightly and leaves overnight in the fridge. The cloth strip can now be used for test the acid and base. Take two of the cloth strip and check their odor, means smell. Keep them in a clean surface and put a few drop of dilute hydrochloric solution on the strip and the few drop of dilute NaOH, that is the sodium hydroxide, on the another. Rinse both cloth strip with water again and check the odor. Now, note now observation. Now take some dilute vanilla essence and clove oil. Clove means clove is your long, and check their color. Take some dilute HCl solution in one test tube and dilute NaOH solution in another. Add the few drop of dilute vanilla essence to both test tube and check well. Check the odor once again and record change in odor if any. Similarly, test the change of odor of the clove oil loving or long with dilute hydrochloric acid and dilute NaOH solution and record your observation. You can do this kind of experiment even in your home. Which of these vanilla, onion and clove can used as olfactory indicators on the base of your observation? Means इसमें से आप कैसे इसमें बता सकते हो कि कौन सा acid होगा, कौन सा base होगा. Okay, let us do some more activities to understand the chemical properties. Now next question is there: how do acid and base react with metal? What happens when acid or base react with metal? So one activity is given here. This activity need the teacher assistance. Means अगर हम स्कूल में होते थे तो definitely हम laboratory में ये काम करते थे. Set a apparatus as shown in the figure 2.1. Take about 5 ml of dilute sulfuric acid in the test tube and add few pieces of zinc granule. Instead of zinc, even you can use the copper, iron, or any other soft metal, even aluminium also. What do you observe on the surface of zinc granules? Definitely when acid is added in it, then slowly the bubbles started to develop on it. Passes the gases being evolved through the soap solution. Take a burning candle near the gas fitted in bubble. What do you observe? Definitely when candle will come near the bubble, it will be blast. What it indicate means when any metal is reacted with acid, it produce the hydrogen gas. Okay, I am talking about reactive metals. Repeat the activity. Some more acid like HCl, HNO3 and CH3COOH, that is the acetic acid. Are the observation in the case the same or different? No, little different you will get, because all metals are not react with acid and produce the hydrogen gas. Okay, so that is the answer. Note that the metal in the above reaction displays hydrogen atom from the acid. Means whenever acid is chemically react with metal, it produce the salt of matter and generate the hydrogen gas. Is it clear? So this one you keep in your mind. The reaction that take place can be written. अभी हमने जो पीछे हम लोगों ने देखा था वहां पर भी अगर आप, और ये दूसरा आप लोग देख सकते हो, 2NaOH, that is the sodium hydroxide, chemically reacted with zinc, it produce NaZnO, that is the sodium zincate, and H2 hydrogen gas is released. You find again the hydrogen is formed in the reaction. However, such reaction is not possible with all metal. मैंने शुरू में ही बोला था आपको, सारे के सारे मेटल हाइड्रोजन गैस ही प्रोड्यूस करें एसिड के साथ रिएक्ट करके, ऐसा नहीं है. बराबर है, ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है. हाउ डू मेटल कार्बोनेट, यानी मेटल जो चूने के साथ में मिला होता है, एंड मेटल हाइड्रोजन कार्बोनेट रिएक्ट विथ एसिड, इसके बारे में भी हम लोग देखते हैं. देखो यहाँ पे एक्टिविटी 2.5 दी हुई है. टेक 2 टेस्ट ट्यूब, label them as A and B. Take the 0.5 gram of sodium carbonate, okay, that is tuna, in the test tube, and about 0.5 gram of sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, ये चूने के अलग अलग रूप हैं बच्चों. Add about 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to both the test tube. What do you observe? Pass the gas, produces in each case through the lime water calcium hydroxide solution as shown in the figure. So see the chemical reaction here. When carbonate and metal or hydrocarbonate of metal are chemically react with acid, basically they produce the salt of that metal, produce the water, and same time they release the carbon dioxide gas. देखो मेटल एसिड से रिएक्ट करता था, हाइड्रोजन गैस लिबरेट करता था. मेटल अगर मेटल के कार्बोनेट के साथ में या हाइड्रोजन कार्बोनेट के साथ में केमिकल रिएक्शन अगर एसिड के साथ में होगा तो वो जो है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस रिलीज करेंगे और उस मेटल का सॉल्ट प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. ओके, केमिकल रिएक्शन आई एम शोइंग यू हियर. Na2CO3 HCl, it gives NaCl, that is the sodium chloride, common salt, and it is in the form of aqueous solution because water is added in that, H2O plus CO2 means carbon dioxide. Acha. Second, it is saying that on passing the carbon dioxide gas evolved through lime water. अगर लाइम वाटर में अगर वो पास होता है तो क्या होगा, तो देखो यहाँ पे CaOH2, that is the aqueous solution, when chemically react with carbon dioxide, it produce CaCO3. ओके, एंड H2O यानी पानी रिलीज करेगा एंड एट द सेम टाइम CaCO3 का प्रेसिपिटेट बनाएगा, यानी जैसे दही को अगर आप गर्म कर दो तो कैसे जो है छोटे छोटे उसके पौधे बन जाते हैं, तो उस तरह से ये भी जो है हो जाएगा। On passing excess carbon dioxide on the following reaction take place: CaCO3 plus H2O plus CO2, it produce the aqueous solution of CaHCO3. Okay. Now limestone, chalk and marble are different form of calcium carbonate. मैंने अभी तुम लोगों को बताया था। All metal carbonate and hydrogen carbonate react with acid to give the corresponding salt, मतलब उसके salt बनाएगा, carbon dioxide बनाएगा and water will produce. Okay, so we can say like this way: metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate chemically react with acid, it produce salt, carbon dioxide and water. Now another interesting thing, that is how do acid and basic react with each other. Whenever children, acid or base chemically react with each other, they always produce the salt and the water. Means दोनों के दोनों अपनी अपनी ओरिजिनल प्रॉपर्टी को न्यूट्रलाइज कर देते हैं, बराबर है, अपनी अपनी प्रॉपर्टी उनकी खत्म हो जाती है, एसिड की एसिड प्रॉपर्टी खत्म हो जाती है एंड बेस की बेस प्रॉपर्टी खत्म हो जाती है, एंड दे प्रोड्यूस द सॉल्ट एंड वाटर. ओके, वन मोर activity is given here, 2.6. Take about 2 ml of dilute NaOH solution in test tube and add 2 drop of phenolphthalein solution. What is the color of the solution? Add dilute hydrochloric acid to the above solution drop by drop. Is there any color change in the reaction mixture? What did the color of phenolphthalein change after the addition of acid? Now add the new drop of NaOH in the above mixture. Does the pink color of phenolphthalein reappear? Why do you think this happened? So in above activity we observe that effect of base is neutrify the acid and vice versa, यानी acid base के साथ में या base acid के साथ में chemical reaction करेगा. In both the situation sorry, they nullify their effects, दोनों के दोनों अपने इफेक्ट को खत्म कर देंगे and they produce salt and water. Through the reaction taking place is written like this way: NaOH, that is the sodium hydroxide, it has the aqueous solution, means जलीय द्रावण उसे बोलते हैं, पानी से बना हुआ. HCl, that is the aqueous solution, chemically reacted, it produce NaCl, that is the sodium chloride, means salt, common salt, and H2O, water. Means when base and acid or base chemically react, then they produce salt and water. Now reaction of metallic oxide with acid. Okay, मेटेलिक ऑक्साइड यानी कि जैसे फेरस ऑक्साइड है, कॉपर ऑक्साइड है, जब ये एसिड से केमिकल रिएक्शन करेंगे तो क्या होगा, याद करना. अब यहाँ पे डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए. Take a small amount of copper oxide in a beaker and add dilute hydrochloric acid slowly with stream. Now the color of the solution has what has happened to the copper oxide? Do you notice the color of the solution become blue green and copper oxide dissolve? The blue green color of the solution is due to the formation of copper chloride in the reaction. The general reaction between the metal oxide and acid is like this way: metal oxide, when chemically reacted with acid, it produces the salt and water. So now write the balance equation. हम लोगों ने ये इक्वेशन ऑलरेडी आगे फर्स्ट चैप्टर में किए हुए हैं. Since metallic oxide react with acid to give the salt and water, similarly to the reaction of the base and acid, metallic oxide to be said to be the basic oxide. Now reaction of non-metallic oxide with base. अब non-metal अगर base से chemical reaction करते हैं तो क्या होता है, ये हम लोग देखते हैं. You saw the reaction between the carbon dioxide and calcium hydroxide in the activity 2.5. Calcium hydroxide which is a base, react with the carbon dioxide to produce the salt and water. Since this is similar to the reaction between base and an acid, we can conclude that non-metallic oxide are acidic in nature. बराबर है, वो acidic होते हैं nature में. What do all acid and all base have in common? तो क्या सारे के सारे एसिड और सारे के सारे बेस जो है वो एक तरीके से रिएक्शन करते हैं? नो चिल्ड्रन, ऐसा होता नहीं है. इट्स डिपेंड ऑन देयर प्रॉपर्टी. इज इट क्लियर? We have seen that the acidic have the similar chemical property which lead the similarity in properties. We saw in activity 2.3 that all acid generate hydrogen gas and reacting with metal. So the hydrogen seems to be common to all acid. Let us perform an activity to investigate whether all compound containing the hydrogen are acidic. बराबर, ऐसा होगा नहीं, ये एक फैक्टफुल चीज है. One more experiment is given here, and that is take the solution of glucose, alcohol, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Glucose मतलब चीनी, alcohol मतलब आप बोल सकते हो शराब, बराबर, और फिर hydrochloric acid और sulfuric acid लो. Fix 2 nails on the cork and place the cork 100 ml of beaker as shown in the figure. Contain the nail to a 2-terminal into 6-volt battery through the bulb and switch as shown in the figure beside. Now pour some dilute hydrochloric acid beaker and switch the current. अब आप लोग देखोगे एसिड और जो भी उसमें पास होगा तो वो जो है बल्ब को ग्लो करेगा, बराबर है. लेकिन अगर आप उसमें ग्लूकोज, अल्कोहल ये सब डालोगे तो उससे जो है बल्ब ग्लो होगा नहीं. व्हाट इट इंडिकेट, ये इंडिकेट करता है कि जैसे ही एसिड जो है वाटर के साथ में केमिकल रिएक्शन करता है, इमीडिएटली वो जो है अपने आयन एक्टिवेट करता है और उससे जो है इलेक्ट्रॉन मूव ऑन करना शुरू करते हैं और वो जो है बल्ब को जो है उस एनर्जी से बल्ब ग्लो होता है. ओके, द बल्ब विल स्टार्ट ग्लोइंग इन द केस ऑफ एसिड, but it will observe that glucose and alcohol solution do not conduct electricity. Glowing of the bulb indicate that the flow of electric current in the solution. The electric current is carried through the acidic solution by ions. Okay, I just now explain you. Acid contain, just keep this one in your mind now. Acid contain hydrogen ion as cation and anion, such as chlorine in HCl and NO negative 3 and HNO3 and SO4 2 negative in H2SO4, and similarly CH3COO negative and CH3COOH. Since the cation present in acid is hydrogen positive, this suggests that acidic produce the hydrogen ion, that is the aqueous in solution, which is responsible for the acidic property. यानी कि इतना आपको समझ कि कोई भी चीज एसिड क्यों है, तो एसिड इसलिए है क्योंकि उसमें हाइड्रोजन के आयन, हाइड्रोजन आयन एसिड बनाने में बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करते हैं. हाइड्रोजन आयन का एक्वियस सॉल्यूशन जो है वो एसिड प्रोड्यूस करने में बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है. सिमिलरली बेसिक के लिए हाइड्रोक्साइड आयन जो है रिस्पॉन्सिबल फैक्टर है. 2.21, one more activity is here given. What happens to an acid or base in a water solution? So to to acid produce only in aqueous solution, take this test. Take about 1 gram solid NaCl, that is the sodium chloride, means namak, in a clean and dry test tube and set up the apparatus as shown in the figure beside. What do you observe in there? A glass coming out of the delivery tube. Test the gas evolved successively with dry and wet blue litmus paper. In which case does the litmus paper change color? On the basis of the above activity, what conclusion you will get? So this experiment shows that hydrogen ion HCl are produced in the presence of water. The separation of hydrogen ion from HCl molecule cannot occur the absence of water. बिना पानी के आप ये कर सकते हैं नहीं हो. Hydrogen ion cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with water molecule. Thus, hydrogen ion must always be shown the hydrogen aqueous solution, that is the hydronium ion. We have seen that acid gives H3O, okay, three atoms of hydrogen, that is the hydronium ion in the water. Let us see what happened when base is dissolved in water. It produces the hydroxide ion. See, KOH, that is the potassium hydroxide. Okay, in the presence of water, it produces the aqueous solution of potassium and OH. Okay, so base generate the hydroxide ion in water. Base which are insoluble in water is called the alkali. Okay, तो उसको हम लोग alkali या alkaline बोलते हैं. Now we have identified that all acid generate hydrogen and all base generate hydroxide. ये हम लोगों ने पहले चैप्टर में पढ़ा था. मैंने इसीलिए पहले तुम लोगों को केमिकल रिएक्शन बताया और उसके बाद में मैं जो है आप लोगों को इस चैप्टर में लेके आया. Now let us see in what is dissolved in water is mixed with an acid or base. Okay, now next one children, यहाँ से जो है हम लोग अगला टॉपिक अगले पार्ट में शुरू करेंगे और हम लोग देखेंगे, जानेंगे, समझेंगे कि हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई एसिड एंड बेस. लिटमस पेपर से तो आप लोगों ने उसको अंडरस्टैंड किया. क्या और भी कोई इंडिकेटर्स हैं जो डिसाइड करेंगे और कैसे हम नक्की करेंगे कि ये एसिड कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग है और कितना वीक है. दैट ऑल इंफॉर्मेशन एंड नॉलेज वी विल टेक in next lecture. Okay, so bye, see you all of you, take care.